Hello class, my name is Elizabeth Hutchens and I am here to discuss my final project proposal of using remote sensing to examine change detection during Pakistan's flooding of 2022. Overview for this proposal discussion will be the objective, the data used, maps, the workflow, and analysis products. The objective. Pakistan's 2022 monsoon season produced significant rainfall, devastating floods, landslides, and affected millions. The recent flooding has been categorized as Pakistan's worst. This final project will investigate change detection and how it compares to recent years. I will be comparing 2022's flooding to 2012's flooding and 2010's flooding during this project. I will be conducting a change detection using ArcGIS Pro and many of its wonderful tools available for this analysis. Since the proposal phase, my project has changed slightly due to the coverage and the amount of data for the study area. I wanted to focus on Pakistan in areas that were devastated the most by flooding. However, I had to narrow it down. I chose a city in the Sindh province named Lakhana. Now, let's look at the data that will be utilized for this analysis. I was able to locate 3 images and downloaded them from Earth Explorer. For 2010's flood analysis, I was able to find Landsat 8 coverage at 30-meter resolution. For 2012's flood analysis, I was able to find Landsat 8 at 30-meter resolution. And for 2022's flood analysis, I was able to find Landsat 9 at 30-meter resolutions. With this data, it has been recommended to use higher spatial resolution to assist in analysis and further learning and understanding to enhance my experience with my project. I am currently working on looking into Sentinel-2 and Planet Labs educational imagery to see if the data is available for my focused area. Once again, the sources for this proposal is from Earth Explorer. Moving into maps. Throughout the project, I will be including comparison maps showing prior to the flood, just so it is actually visualized change detection. I really wanted to focus on the drastic change that are quickly observed prior to deep diving into comparing these changes to the recent years. Moving into the workflow, I will be using ArcGIS Pro for my analysis process. I have already downloaded the data from Earth Explorer. I'll perform a composite band on each of the images, look at different band combinations to assist areas of increased water levels for each flood occurrence, and compare them to the most recent flood of 2022. I will perform an ISO cluster to break up the raster into usable land cover areas to further aid in the analysis process. I will then reclassify the raster and create another raster where water pixels are visibly determined and other class features are represented in another pixel value. I will then perform a raster to polygon so I can create a shapefile. I will then dissolve to combine the various polygons identified, and then calculate the total area of water change in each flooded area and compare it to recent floodings. During my workflow, I encountered several problems with performing the composite band. It's the reason for narrowing down my study area. As I performed the composite band, my system kept shutting down. I didn't know what to do, I didn't know what was wrong, so therefore I narrowed down my study area to make it a smaller area to process. For my analysis products, the results will be a map and table depicting levels of flood assessment to compare to previous years, in hopes of locating areas prone to flooding in our study area to help assist in disaster relief and urban development. The maps showing flood areas with levels of increased water areas and tables comparing the water levels in recent years. Thank you for your time. This concludes my proposal of using remote sensing change detection to examine Pakistan's floods in 2010, 2012, and 2022. Looking forward to your feedback. Thank you.